Hey Taurus, this is going to be kind of like your what's going on between us and what's coming up for us kind of a reading. This is a general relationship love reading, so it's not going to resonate with every single Taurus. If it resonates with you, that's great, but if it doesn't, feel free to check out your moon, your rising, or possibly your Venus sign. I'll leave a timestamp in the comment section for when the actual reading begins, and we'll speed through this part. Okay, Taurus, so let's jump into this. I'm going to read this side as your energy, but please remember that energy can be interchangeable, so feel free to reverse the roles if you deem it necessary. Let's jump into it because you had a lot of cards come out. Much more than normally comes out for this spread, so I try not to keep you too long, so let's jump into it. So I will say this, the overall energy, you could be dealing with a Cancer. Cancer's energy is here very strongly, but your energy is here too. So let's jump into it. The overall energy between the two of you is the Chariot card. And so what's interesting here, just looking at all the other cards that have come out for you, it feels like, I feel like for some of you, distance can play a part in the connection. Either you feel like you're at a distance, or there's an emotional distance that has to be bridged, or that was the issue. I don't always read the Chariot like that, but just seeing all the other cards here and seeing what's going on here, I feel like distance became an issue between the two of you, whether you're long distance or not. But for some of you, it's about physical distance with this Chariot card. Not being able to see each other physically was kind of like what the issue was. And then for others of you, there's an emotional distance aspect to this. What's interesting though is that with the Chariot card being the overall energy, I feel like there was a lot of fervor in this connection. Like there was something about it that felt very powerful, right? I think of, horses charging on attached to that chariot, and just kind of the power and the force. There was an overwhelming force element that kind of came into this connection and kind of propelled it forward and moved it in many different directions very, very quickly. And I feel like this relationship was kind of almost kind of like herky-jerky, very it wasn't a smooth ride, I'll put it that way. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this Chariot card is your overall energy. Because for you on your side, you got the Fool, the Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. You're coming up with the energy of feeling like this relationship came out of nowhere, almost as if this person kind of swept you off your feet. And as quickly as it began and you started to really feel emotions and a deep connection, it ended with this Ten of Swords energy. And it really, really feels like you're at a place where you want clarity with this Ace of Swords energy. You kind of are in this place where you just want to understand how we got here. Because there's a strong energy of someone feeling like everything was going fine and I saw all the prospects and all the possibilities for where this could go, and this ended so abruptly, and I just want to know why. I want to know the reason. Almost as if an energy of I just deserve a reason. Now for this person, it's interesting, their energy. They're coming up with a lot of earth energy. There's Taurus energy here, but there's also Virgo energy. There's also Libra energy here too, interestingly enough. What's interesting about this person, they have the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. This is a person who, this person came in and wanting to offer you something stable, or presenting like they were offering you something very stable and solid. The aces are potential energy for me. It's not always realized, and the aces, especially this one for me, is a little bit of a gamble here. But what's interesting is they came in with an offer that seemed really, really promising. But then all of a sudden, there's this energy of them abandoning it with this Five of Pentacles energy. There's a strong sense here where this person abandoned something that could have been very stable with this Ace of Pentacles energy. Almost as if they abandoned it. They came in, they wanted to potentially offer something that it's not even about stability as much as it is about opportunity. So for me, it's the opportunity to have something stable, and that's kind of what they presented, and then they abandoned it with this Five of Pentacles energy. But they also have an energy of someone who, with this Five of Pentacles, they did it begrudgingly. And it feels like they did it begrudgingly because they felt like they were potentially waiting on something. And this doesn't feel like this has to do with you. There's some energy here where this person is waiting to see if either, it could be another person seeing if something could manifest with them, or if this person's coming back, or if it's not dealing with another person. They feel like, especially with all these Pentacle cards, it feels like for some of you, if it's not involving another person, it feels like this person's waiting to be able to offer you something that could be really, really solid and stable, but it's not materializing for them right now. And so they feel like if they can't offer you the big Pentacle, right, that it's just not time yet. But it doesn't feel, what's interesting is because of that, it's almost as if they went silent with this Four of Swords energy. They're just refusing to engage. It's a very immature kind of reaction, but there's an element here with the Four of Swords, because the swords are about communication, of them not being able to appropriately communicate this with you. So let's see what's coming up for the two of you. And I'm going to be real here. There's a little bit of chaos and confusion coming up. Okay? Because you've got the Five of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Hierophant. So that's your energy. But it really feels like this may potentially cause a blow up here with the Five of Wands. Or this could be internal conflict, right? For some of you who that's not your personality, or that's not what you want to engage in, this can also represent internal conflict, because to get both of these cards where there's conflict and confusion, which is what the Seven of Cups represents, I strongly feel like when you guys have this conversation, it's not going to go well. I feel like something ended and someone wants the truth, and it's not going to go the way you want it to go. This conversation is not going to lead to resolution. I'll put it that way. There's hurt feelings here, and those hurt feelings are based on confusion and a lack of understanding of how the situation got to where it is. Because I feel like for some of you, you really felt like this was heading towards something stable, and then all of a sudden, especially if they offered something and it seemed like or gave the impression that that's what they wanted, and now there's a lot of confusion surrounding this. Now for some of you, and I want to clarify this, I am getting the energy here where some of you, after this conflict with this person, I feel like you guys are going to have it out about how either you were treated or how they handled this situation. There's the potential for other options to come in that could provide you with stability here. Give me one clarifier, please. Don't keep them too long, but clarify this, please. I feel like for a lot of you too, Taurus, there's an energy here of you clearing up the confusion. Like, I don't care if we argue. I don't care if we go back and forth. I don't care if we'll have to agree to disagree. But I need to bring order to this confusion, because you just don't like being in this state of confusion or limbo here. I feel like for some of you, Taurus, to be honest with you, there's other options coming in here. But when it comes to this situation, because I'm sure that's what you're focused on, I feel like what's going to come out of this, you're going to get the answers that you want. But there's a strong energy here. If you're going to get the answers that you want, you're going to prevail, almost as if you'll get the last word. But really, there's a strong energy here of you not really necessarily needing this. Because with this Three of Pentacles energy, when it talks about kind of collaboration and there's an element here of kind of apprenticeship and looking up to. Both of these have energies of, someone looking up to someone. And I feel like with this clarifying your energy, I feel like you're going to realize that you were really above this situation. So a lot of you are. You're going to realize that you're on a different plateau where you don't even have to engage in any of this kind of foolishness. And for some of you, it's going to be after. Like, some of you just have to say what you have to say, and once it's out, you're good to go. Others of you are going to leave this internally. And what's good about this energy coming in toward the end of the reading is that you're going to process all of these emotions. And it feels like you're going to come out on the other end really feeling, knowing your value, knowing your worth, and knowing what it is that you will want in the future out of a partner that you want to collaborate with. So I hope that was helpful and provided a little bit of clarity for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.